Welcome back to the Allard Job Day 2 of framing. We need to get this house waterproof and under shingles. So let's get inside and make it happen, Captain. We still have some work left to do on the roof, but before we get there, we need to finish installing the windows and the doors. And as you see here, Juan is nailing off these windows with 1 3/4 hand drive roofing nails. These have a very big head on there to ensure that the window is secured to the wood properly. Now we really have to pay attention to caulking around the back side of the nail and flanges, as well as on the bottoms and edges of all the doors that go over the vinyl flashing. These are very, very important steps that you have to follow in order to ensure, again, that the house is waterproof. You can reference some of these points in our previous video, how to install a window properly. On the door installation, you'll see that Fido is installing the vinyl to the bottom of the door. We tack that down, and it's very, very important that you do the bottom first and then run the sides up afterwards. This will have the rain kind of falling from above to below, and if one vinyl is on top of the other, it will allow the rain just to, as it hits that first vinyl, just fall on top of the second one, and then in order sending it right out onto the ground and away from the raw wood that's actually protecting your home. So very, very important steps. Down here in the bottom corners, we'll even install a little bit of window tape where you have to make that cut. It does leave you a little 1/4 inch hole that can leave you susceptible to water. We will fill that void with caulking, and then on top of the caulking, a piece of window seal tape, just the same as you see on the windows over here. Now that this is all wrapped up, we need to focus on the roof installation. Let's get this house waterproof. This is a handy tool right here. It's called a laddervator. And no, it's not from a George Lucas film, but it's still just as cool. It makes what would take one helper a few hours of work get done in a matter of minutes. If you don't believe me, ask anyone who's ever toted a bundle of shingles up a long extension ladder. It will wear you out. It's really important to have proper underlayment installed on any roof. As you can see on the back of the home here, we have the bottom line installed with ice and water shield. Ice and water shield is an extra protective barrier underneath the shingles that has an adhesive on the back side. So as this product heats up, it actually attaches itself to the OSB or sheathing of the roof. This is very, very important because where you see the edge of the roof, there is an overhang. And on this overhang, you have an area that is not conditioned or controlled by our central HVAC units. So inside the house, or above this row, if you will, you can see the underlayment is changed to a black tar paper. That is because we are controlling more so the temperature in this area of the house, and we don't have a lot of vapor or moisture buildup. As far as the pipes that come out of the roof for the plumbing, the eaves that we talked about a few seconds ago, and the edges of the roof, those areas are the only portion of the house that is in contact with the outside weather, as well as the weather that you are controlling and the temperature that you are controlling inside the house. Now, these two temperatures can create moisture, and this is all the more reason to use the underlayment around those edges, around the protrusions in the roof, i.e. chimney, vent pipes from your plumbing. If you have a kitchen vent or a stove vent, any protrusion or edge of the roof, you need to use ice and water shield to help protect your home for a long, long time. On the front of the house here, we have a board and batten vertically installed siding. It's a little bit more expensive than what you see on the side, which is a Dutch lap siding, and with the 3.5 inch trim around the windows gave it a really pronounced, and I thought it really went well with the roof style, and also with the rails that are going to be on the porch later on. Now that we have these things done, we can move on to the painting and interior. Inside the home, we are going to be using a flat white ceiling paint along with an eggshell wall paint and a semi-gloss trim, as well as semi-gloss in the bathroom. As we start the painting process, how I like to do it is I like to put the primer coats and the first coat of finish color on every portion of the home. Now, I don't do the second final coat because we still have a lot of work to get done. the flooring contractors have to come in, the cabinet contractors have to come in, the electrical, air conditioner, and plumbers have to come back in and put their fixtures. All of those things can cause damage to the sheetrock just honestly by accident. If somebody's wearing their pouch and is walking through a doorway, their hammer or screwdriver or anything could just nick the wall up. So I tend just to focus on the primer coats and the first coat of paint until all of the trades are done. So we'll leave one coat of primer, one coat of paint on the walls for now, and that will allow us that if anything happens, and I can guarantee you it will, that we'll be able to address that before we put the final coat of paint on, and we will not have any splatchy or patch looking areas that you can see that were not painted all at one time. Caulking, puttying, all that needs to occur before you do any painting, because it just seems to attract dirt and makes it much more difficult to finish cleanly and cosmetically looking very good. Man, this is really looking sharp. I can't wait for the flooring and cabinets to go in. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of this incredible build. And until next time, you guys have a great day.